I am wearing this shirt again. Hello everyone, and welcome back. I'm Quinny, and we are live from the past. I have been ill. Yes, ill. So, apologies in advance, but throughout the video you might hear a little, I'm still getting better, but I did have the sniffles, so please bear with me. Alright, in this video, I am reviewing Mattel's very first ever full-length direct-to-DVD animated Barbie movie, Barbie in the Nutcracker. This movie was released in 2001 with the purpose of celebrating the new cutting-edge computer-generated imaging, or CGI, and to allow Barbie to step out of the toy box, according to Wikipedia. Starring Kelly Sheridan as the voice of Barbie, Barbie in the Nutcracker released on VHS in 2001 and was released on DVD a few weeks later. The film sold more than 3.4 million DVDs by 2002 and grossed $150 million in total sales. Now, while Barbie was my entire life between the ages of 4 and 10, I don't really remember Barbie and the Nutcracker. This movie is clearly a staple in the Barbie movie franchise, so let's see if it's worth the hype. Sit back, grab a snack, and let's do it. Now, before reviewing Barbie and the Nutcracker, I thought it was important to know the real story of the Nutcracker. I remember when I was a little kid, being taken to the actual ballet, but I don't remember a whole lot about it. All I remember is the Rat King being absolutely terrifying. So I'm gonna go watch the Nutcracker real quick. Be right back. I watched it. So I found this production of the Nutcracker by the New York City Ballet from 2011 on YouTube. This was a phenomenal recording of the Nutcracker, and I absolutely recommend you go watch it. I will put the link in the description. Everything about this production, top notch. The costumes, the ballet of course, but also the cinematography and just like the creative choices they made to show this production. So let's watch the Nutcracker, or George Balanchine's The Nutcracker. Did I know that? I don't know, man. So I'm gonna speedrun this a little bit just to get anyone who doesn't know about the Nutcracker familiar with it. And it's a ballet, so lots of dancing. Be prepared. If you go watch it, I mean. Okay, we start off with the family, the parents, Clara, and whoever that little boy is, Clara's brother, getting ready for the party. They then greet guests, and when the guests arrive, they all have a dance party. Then Drosselmeyer shows up. I remember that from when I watched the ballet. Makes everything kind of awkward because he interrupted everything. He introduces his assistant, or son, or something, to Clara, immediately just wanting them to get together. Drosselmeyer gives everyone really incredible gifts, like life-size, fully decked out mechanical dolls. Drosselmeyer gives Clara a Nutcracker. Everyone, for some reason, is really excited when this Nutcracker cracks nuts for everyone at the party. If I was there, I just kind of want to see the mechanical dolls again. Like, I don't get it.
But anyway.
The brother then breaks the Nutcracker. The jerk. Drosselmeyer puts a sling on the Nutcracker, and a lot more dancing. Looks really fun. And they say goodbye to everyone. Give hugs, all this stuff. Family shenanigans. Clara comes back on, and after everyone's left and it's late at night, and she checks on her Nutcracker, who is sleeping in a tiny little bed. She gets the Nutcracker in her arms and she falls asleep on the couch. Drosselmeyer comes back, like, creeping about, takes the Nutcracker from Clara and fixes his jaw with a screwdriver. I guess he couldn't do that when the guests were there. I guess he had to wait until the very middle of the night when no one else is around and creep about like a creep. Okay. This man then proceeds to scare the absolute shit out of Clara by getting on this giant clock and swaying his arms about, making these mice chase her around. Poor little Clara is huddled on the couch, shaking, and this man is just having the time of his life. Drosselmeyer then disappears, Clara shrinks, and all the toys come to life. And of course they dance to help fight the evil mice off. The Nutcracker also comes to life and fights the Rat King, or the Mouse King, or this king. The Nutcracker proceeds to kill the Mouse King and take a part of his crown and give it to Clara in this winter forest. But not before the Nutcracker becomes a real boy. They dance, other people dance, lots of dancing. Don't get me wrong, it's beautiful dancing. Like, clearly these people are very talented, obviously. I mean, in the comments of the video, there's the proof that everyone else thinks they are very talented, and it is beautiful dancing. But if you are the kind of person who is not into that, you will not enjoy watching an hour of it. Luckily, I am. I enjoyed every minute of it. It's beautiful. It is worth watching. But it's also like 10 minutes of story and 2 hours of dancing. Also, I'm pretty sure Clara and the little boy get married or are married. I don't know. Clara wears a veil. They go to this palace and there's more dancing. And Clara is wearing a veil during this, or some kind of lace thing, so I don't know. After all the dancing, and again, a lot of dancing, Clara and the little boy fly off in a sleigh, and that's the end. It's not the ending I remember, because I remember when I watched the ballet,
you know, a million years ago,
Clara woke up and it was all a dream. But maybe the ending of the Nutcracker is kind of like choose your own adventure, so maybe production or dance production companies just kind of do whatever they want with it. I don't know. But anyway, that was the Nutcracker. Hope you guys enjoyed my synopsis. And now on to Barbie in the Nutcracker. I'm back. It's a different day. Can you tell because I'm wearing a different outfit and I have different hair and a little bit different makeup and different earrings and a different heart. Aww. I am very aware it is 5 months until Christmas, but shouldn't we keep Christmas in our hearts every single day and celebrate every day the meaning of Christmas? Which means Barbie. Let's watch Barbie in the Nutcracker. Ugh.
Brother, ugh.
Mattel. Why are you designing your little girl Barbies with no soul? Just why? Okay, well, the movie gets started with, that opening. We see Barbie teaching Kelly the ballet dance moves, which I don't really understand why. Like, if they are learning the same dance, that doesn't seem right to me. I'm not sure, but Kelly shouldn't even be doing the same moves that Barbie's doing because they are like 10 years apart and the ballet math doesn't make sense. But whatever. Kelly... The voice actor choices in this movie are quite something. Anyway, Kelly falls like a loser.
Almost had it, Kelly.
And they sit on the ground and Barbie starts the story. We open with Clara in the room, decorating, and her grandfather, Drosselmeyer, who is nothing like the Drosselmeyer in the ballet, by the way. This Drosselmeyer isn't creepy for one, just a little...
Just because you go traipsing all over the globe rather than stay put like a sensible person.
Yeah, but they are decorating, and some ornaments have been eaten. Barbie and the maid then look for the little brother.
You haven't seen Tommy, have you?
And the family relation between these people are kind of confusing. So Barbie has a grandpa Drosselmeyer, and then her aunt Drosselmeyer comes in and calls Barbie's grandpa uncle. So Aunt Drosselmeyer to Barbie is her sister's cousin? Correct me in the comments. Yeah. So they have a party. Barbie gets a nutcracker from her aunt, and after the party is done, Clara falls asleep, just like in the ballet. Also, just like in the ballet, the toys come to life when she's sleeping, and she wakes up to fighting.
Traitors!
I must be dreaming.
Heh, Barbie, speak up a little bit. Also, underreaction. Must be dreaming. Okay. By the way, Tim Curry, great in this.
I turned you into something more useful.
Top notch. I can't believe they got Tim Curry to be in this. There doesn't seem to be any other person in this movie that's that huge. Throughout this movie, there are weird, awkward gaps of just hardly any noise. Like, for example, when Clara and the Nutcracker are walking.
Ready?
This is crazy. But yes.
So the Nutcracker and the Mouse King fight again, just like in the ballet. But here's where it gets a little different.
Open the locket and you will return home your normal size.
But
just a vortex opens up in the wall, and Nutcracker and Clara walk through it, and they get to this snow cave, and then there's 3 hours of dancing. No. It's actually just like 5 to 10 minutes, but I don't understand why there's dancing, just because up until now, it was never established that there would just be like dance breaks in the movie, and it's kind of random. And also, Clara doesn't even dance. These ice fairies just dance around her. Clara and the Nutcracker are just stuck standing there watching, just for way too long. Another thing that confused me about this movie is that no one seems to know who anyone is. We've established that there's a Mouse King, and that there used to be a prince, and then there's this fairy princess who people are just like, oh, it's a legend, but they talk about her like she's a real person and like she existed at one point and is like this prominent figure. No one knows anything else about her, and also no one knows anything else about the prince. The prince apparently disappeared and everyone's just okay with that. So when Clara and the Nutcracker get to this world, they meet 2 children who are very politically informed because they know everything about this world. Just these 2 random kids who got their village destroyed by mice. They know it all. I mean, they must, since one of them is clearly from the future. Like, what the heck is this kid wearing? I just don't understand. Like, we have a gingerbread man, and then we have this. Also, there is a lot of exposition in this movie that says just about nothing. Like I said just a few minutes ago, no one knows who the princess is.
Sugar plum princess. I've never heard of a sugar plum princess.
No one seems to know anything about the prince.
But what happened to Prince Eric?
Don't know, don't care. We're better off without him.
Yet we have like 3 different scenes that just have the purpose of exposition, that say the exact same thing. And who are these people? Why are they dressed like that? We have a soldier, and we have this guy that was clearly just added so the movie could have a little bit of diversity. 2 key pieces of information. Barbie,
Clara.
is looking for the sugar plum fairy princess to try and make her big again. The Nutcracker is helping her out of the kindness of his heart, I guess. And because he thinks that the princess is the key to defeating the Mouse King. And then they meet these 2 guys, and they also convince them that the princess might be the key to defeating the Mouse King, who has taken over the land at this point. And everyone is really mad at Eric, the prince, who is the the son of the king that ruled before the Mouse King took over, who is nowhere to be found now, because Prince Eric ran away and didn't want to stand up to the Mouse King. The 6 of them go on this adventure. They run away from the mouse army a couple times and hide away in the woods. And I was invested in this cute little story. Of course, that at the end, they're going to reveal that Prince Eric is the Nutcracker, and that's why he couldn't rule, and then he turns back into a prince and surprises everyone. That's gonna be the story, and it's gonna be so cute, right?
I'm a nutcracker. Sleep seems kind of pointless.
You're more than a nutcracker, Prince Eric. Why haven't you told anyone?
I didn't want to be the prince when I had the chance. Now I don't deserve to be.
That's not true. You're risking your life to save your kingdom. Isn't that what princes do?
But my subjects think less of me than they do the Mouse King. My only hope is to find the Sugar Plum Princess so she can help me restore my people's happiness. I owe them that.
Oh, okay, so no. He just reveals it. Okay. I really thought it was gonna be nice to see Clara, like, be like, oh, I knew it all along, but... No. They just talk about it on a cliff. How long through the movie? Right. Okay.
The Nutcracker.
And also, what the hell is going on with these outfits? I don't understand. We have pilgrims in one section. Why don't they all look like human versions of toys? Okay. They keep going on their adventure. The Nutcracker learns how much struggle that the entire land is facing with the Mouse King ruling. And the Mouse King sends this big giant rock guy after them, but it didn't get him anywhere because some magic stuff happened and they ended up on a boat and then an ice ocean and they defeated the rock guy, like, instantly. And then they end up at this castle that everyone thinks is the fairy princess's home, I think. And it's just a cardboard cutout. It's a trap of the Mouse King. You have the former prince, a soldier, and I guess another soldier in this group. And you guys couldn't figure out that it was just a cardboard cutout? Okay. So the 3 of them get captured. Clara stayed back because I guess she actually has a brain on her. And immediately, as soon as they get captured, she's like, I should just go home, should never have come here. How about you have a little bit of motivation, okay? You were great up until this, encouraging people, and then as soon as they get captured by the Mouse King, you're just like, oh, too bad. I'm gonna go home. So she just walks a bunch, and then sits, and is depressed. And then fairies come to her and lift her to where her friends have been put. So when a movie has magic, you have to be careful not to use that magic as a crutch. That's literally exactly what this movie did. There's no point to any of the rest of the plot because you just fixed everything with fairies carrying Clara and solving her problems. What is this movie? By the way, there's no security at this castle. Clara literally just walks in through the window. No one stops her. The only security is at the door where everyone is held and easily distracted by Clara. Clara's just like, hey, this thing is happening over here. You need to go check it out. The army leaves. The guards leave. Mouse King's army sucks, man. So Clara rescues everyone. The Mouse King gets huge because of magic, of course. But it reminds me of Scrappy-Doo from the Scooby-Doo movies. The way he just...
And I brought you here, puny puppet. Whom I need to complete my transformation is Scooby-Doo!
He gets so... yeah. I don't understand why him doing his magic thing destroyed the wand, but again, magic. It solves all your problems, doesn't it? They did leave one reveal to the end. Clara is the princess. Woo! Woo! Go Barbie! I mean Clara! And of course the Nutcracker turns into Prince Eric. The Mouse King's palace is the Sugar Plum Princess's palace. Everyone's there. And everyone just cheers. I don't understand. The entire movie, everyone was shitting on him so bad. The entire movie, everyone's just like, ugh, Prince Eric, don't even bring him up. And then at the end, they just all cheer. And also, Barbie is the one... Clara is the one who saves everyone, but everyone is cheering for Prince Eric. He did nothing. He led Barbie... He led Barbie... Clara to where she needed to be, but then she's the one who saves everyone. And then people just cheer Prince Eric? I don't understand. And then there's quite literally 20 minutes of dancing. They defeated the Mouse King, if that wasn't obvious. Eric and Clara dance for a long time because suddenly she can dance. In the beginning of this movie, she couldn't and said she would not dance. And now she's a pro. Because I guess magic. When Clara turns into this princess, the land becomes pretty again, because the Mouse King is no longer in rule. But the thing is, when they entered the land, at the beginning, it was pretty. That's just another detail that doesn't really make sense. And no one explains to Clara why she's the princess. She doesn't have any memories of being the princess. That part is never explained. She's just the princess, and that's a fact. And then of course, like in the ballet, she wakes up. And she's sad, she's very sad, that Eric doesn't exist. She wakes up the next morning, and it's Christmas Day, and her grandpa Drosselmeyer greets her, and her aunt is like, oh, by the way, I have someone I want you to meet. And Eric walks through the door. It's a family friend, I guess. And they somehow, he knows her from her dream and gives her, by the way, she dropped a locket in the beginning. I don't know if I mentioned that. Probably didn't, because there are so many things to talk about in this movie. But she dropped a locket in the beginning in the magical world, and Eric somehow has the locket in real life and hands her the locket. And woo, everyone's happy and they dance again. And then Barbie, this is actually Barbie now, not Clara, ends the story. Wow, that must have been a hell of a story to tell. I watched the movie and I can't comprehend a lot of it. Telling it as a story with no visual aid or anything, wow. Must have been the challenge of a lifetime. And then, magically, Kelly can dance. Yay! Woohoo! Go Kelly! And that's the end of the movie. Despite what you may think, I did enjoy myself watching this. Me and my bestie watched it at first, and we had a blast. Here's proof. Wow! Wow! It was very fun. It's a very fun movie. I do recommend going and watching it with a friend so you guys can point out all the silly little things. The movie makes no sense in a lot of ways. I vaguely remember watching it after rewatching it and really loving it as a kid, and that's what it's about. If you love this movie, it doesn't matter if it makes no sense or not. It's a relatively fun and nice movie, and I did have a good time revisiting my childhood, but as an adult, it really does make no sense and it's hilarious. In order to fully enjoy it, you probably shouldn't compare it to the actual ballet. And also, this movie isn't a ballet, but the pacing of dancing and storytelling is jarring. Suddenly, we'll have like 10 minutes of dancing when we just had like 30 minutes of storytelling, and the dancing makes no sense because it isn't a ballet. This has been a silly little movie review. Thank you guys for sitting with me while I complained about this movie. Please, in the comments, tell me how much I don't know about the original Nutcracker ballet. Please correct me if I got anything wrong. I'm not a huge ballet person, but I did enjoy the original Nutcracker ballet. And tell me if you want me to talk about anything else. Tell me if you have a favorite Barbie movie, and if you ever watched Barbie and the Nutcracker. I'm very curious. What are your thoughts? Thank you all so much for watching. I'm so happy that a couple of you actually went and watched my Barbie and the Rockers YouTube video. I really do appreciate it. This is Quinny, out.